All right, a little relaxing music on a Thursday morning. How's everybody feeling? It is 6:32. It is June 22nd. My name is Scott Redler. I am the Chief Strategic Officer of T3Live.com. This is the 6:30 Club where we go over the action, how to make money every day, how to position intermediate, long-term for life. A little bit of experience. I am 50 years old, been doing this for 24 years, and I'm chilling here listening to Little Prince, getting my day going with my iced coffee, and some of my dogs around the world. Let me say hello to a few of them. What's up? What's up? Who do we got? Who do we got? We got Iowa in the house. You know what? I don't think I've ever been to Iowa. I've been to a lot of places in the U.S., but not Iowa. I apologize. What up, Florida? What up, Tits? What up, Connecticut? What up, Nebraska? I went to a wedding in Nebraska when I was a kid. That was fun. Tampa Trader, rising and grinding. Yeah, I was already in the sauna. I did about 300 reps today. I actually listened to a new video, which I'll post, from Motiversity. It was pretty cool. You know, every now and then they post a new one, and then it makes you think of a few different things to get the brain going. We got Atlanta in the house. We got Davis. Let's see, where's Max and Mike? We got on the boat today? Anyway, we got Mario from Cisco, maybe. We got Marco from Spain. We got Massapequa. All right, so, you know, what's funny is, hey, Teaching Joe, about time. I'm sorry you got blocked the other day. On the way up, everybody was calling this rally, you know, a broken bounce or a bear market bounce, and then da-da-da-da-da. You know, and then finally when the S&P was up 20% off the lows, the media called it a bull market. You know, we went for like 2 more weeks, and then, you know, we got so overbought and finally corrected a bit. So now we're in the midst of this 4-day pullback. The oscillator that on Friday was plus 42, which is the reason why I started selling premium. If you remember, 1 week ago today, we were in the 6:30 Club, and I told you I was selling the 441 SPY calls, the 442s, the 443s for Friday, which was a week ago, for tomorrow, a week ago today. And then I was also selling for this Friday. So PS, that's how I hedged, and that's how I made really good money to the short side by selling SPYs and the Qs. Okay. I also got rid of a lot of risk because I felt like we were overbought, and then this week reduced a little bit more. So if you look at the Alpha team, which we are giving a free look at or free trial at or something like that, maybe $18, I don't know. You know, if you remember, you could go look at the history in the archives. You would look at my, you know, my Alpha team, you know, position log, which everyone's talking, and there were like 9 longs, all different ones rotating through. We were really focused on remember on Google, like 107, and Amazon. That was a great play. We were really focused on Apple post earnings for a move to all-time highs, and then the past 3 weeks I was freaking all over Tesla. And hey, looky, no Tesla in the virtual trading floor. I was long the stock literally from almost 170. Sold some into strength yesterday when it went red, and the last call spread that I had on, I took off. We had like 4 or 5 call spreads that made good money, and now PS, you know, yesterday I had its reversal day on volume. Yes, could I have been short today? There are some guys short. I'm not the best short in the world. I'm trying to work on it, but being out of the way after a huge move to the upside is kind of half the battle. You know, I still have some left over. Remember, I was, you know, premium that I sold. I actually rolled it down a few times, you know, to make some money. So that was then, okay, into this ramp up when the SPYs finally squeezed everybody above the August highs, and the Qs were already there. And now we'll see, does this area hold? I'd like to be, oh, thank you. I'd like to be a buyer of the SPYs into this zone. So from 443.90, the pivot for today, by the way, is 434.44. Right now the SPYs are a little bit below it. So the way I would simplify this is I would say, hey, you know, do we reclaim 434.34? What that would do is relieve a little bit of pressure, and maybe you could buy versus a 5-minute low, or does it stay below? And then as it gets closer to this 431.73 and the 21-day, you would think at first kiss that would be a tradable buy / scalp. So that'll be kind of my strategy, you know, into this spot. Okay, but then again, if all of a sudden we get to this spot and the bounce is feeble and we break, then everyone's going to be talking about a false breakout, and then risk could happen fast. So we'll see. Anyway, the Qs also, the August high is here, 334. I don't think we get back to here. If we get back to here, the SPYs will be a lot lower than the the 4, whatever I just said, the 4, the 430 area, the 428. Here are the Qs. Here are the Qs and the SPYs. Qs are down, pretty much the same-ish. So 360.71. So that's below yesterday's low. We lost the 8-day. The Qs have not been below the 8-day this entire time besides this one day, which could be today. Nah, that's probably not going to be today's candle. But so, some people are like, where do you think this rally started from? Like, there were like 3 different points when I got aggressive in the rally as a trader. One was right here on March 16th when we took out this descending trend line and gave you a really nice move. This one was also a really good one. This was May 5th. Okay, when it cleared this inside range. And then the last real move was when we broke above the August high and went all the way to 372.85. So I would think this would be a likely area if this is going to be strategic. And it can be just a trade. Sometimes it's just a trade. It might not, pivot here like it pivoted here. You came in and then made a whole new high. It might, pause here and then all of a sudden, roll back over. We don't know. We'll look at, the leaders will look at everything. But at this point, this 363.90 didn't get reclaimed, so that's gone. So this is yesterday's low. So we'll see, does it get back above that today? Or do we see a move closer to 357.50 or even 353, which I would love. As you see, we were riding this rally and I was, trying to be strategic as possible, moving around, et cetera, et cetera. Yes, Powell is, saying everything that he said at the last Fed meeting. They're not going to be cutting rates in 2024 unless the market goes down considerably. But if we hang here and the market, we turn and we go, yeah, maybe he's got another quarter in his pocket just because he wants to keep things a little cool because inflation is still here. Yes, it's come in a bunch, but they still need to wring out the excess, and there's still a lot of excess out there. The labor market's friggin' strong. The housing market, nobody wants to change from a 3% mortgage to a 6 or 7. And gas is still $3.40 a gallon, and food costs are up, plane tickets are up. So they could wring the excess out a little bit more. But anyway, so I would write down this area. But this was a nice trade. Okay, selling premium or getting short. I even got short last Friday, but but some guys like, what am I going to do with Tesla now? Because Tesla's been so awesome. First of all, look at this candle. Okay, this candle is what we call a day to take notice candle, right? What did it do? It opened above 270, 475, was up $2-3 yesterday at this time. I was reducing some into it because I still had shares and I had a call spread on where I was long the 270, 250s, but I was short more of the 280, 250s. And then I sold some stock, and then I actually got out of it. I had my call spread, which was more short, and I sold the 290s for like $1.30. And then PS, once it went red, and I was like, you know what, it just feels like, we could get a little deeper than this. I just took everything off. And I think I even made money yesterday in Tesla and didn't get caught in this down move and was in it pretty much since this candle right here. So anyway, what's next? Well, it's opening below 257.78. Here's where it is right now. Closer to a 240, 249.75. So it seems like it's already below the 8-day, which was 256. So this is a spot, 247.30, and then the gap. So we'll see what happens. But I think Morgan Stanley downgraded it this morning, so that's adding a little extra fuel why it's down more. Let's go here one more time. So it's at 249.80. So it's below the 8-day, above the 21-day. This was the last spot that it held, so we'll see. I'm not going to be, Tesla's not going to burn a hole in my pocket. I have to buy it back because I'm flat it. I'm going to wait and see. If I see a signal today where it puts a pivot low in and then futures come in and it doesn't go down, maybe I'll test it and buy it for a few points, or I'll say, hey, you know what, let's wait a little bit. So either which way, it was great to see a candle like this that opened above a prior high, so you reduce into strength, goes red, you get out of the way, closes below a prior low, so it showed you the bears had power yesterday. They didn't have power this entire time, And then finally yesterday, it had some power, and now we see what kind of corrective phase. So understand the risk in no man's. Yeah. Sometimes there's no man's land, and you're just like, hey, you're gonna scalp a little bit back and forth, whatever. So that's one stock you should be watching for tech. Apple, I have no Apple. Also, I sold it the other day too, as it also wasn't really. You know what? I just took it to take the trade off into this mark. I played Apple post earnings, which was awesome here into that event day. Then I bought it back here, and I think I actually played apparently was pretty damn perfect. But anyway. So it's playing with the 8-day that it's been riding this whole time. Yesterday's low is 182.59. So, watch 182.59. 182.59 is yesterday's low. It's actually, it's actually pretty far above that. So this Apple's kind of like, Apple's a little different. Tesla's opening below everything, and Apple is still at 183.48 above this. So you could put this here now. And does it hold here? Doesn't hold and goes to there, then you know that market's still, getting a little bit pressurized. But anyway, lots of ways to maneuver it. So I actually have no Apple, no Tesla today. Isn't that something crazy? No, it's not crazy. That's what I do. I manage and adjust. So I also don't have Microsoft. So Microsoft, I'm going to start refocusing and again on. Sometimes, you start a rally and you go with a few 4 or 5 trades, and then you sell some into a move, and then you never are able to buy them back, and you go with different stocks. So first part of the rally, I was really involved with Meta. I was involved with Microsoft and probably Apple, and Tesla was lagging. The last part, in the last 2 weeks, I was very involved with Tesla because I was playing catch up and was awesome. I was still in Apple, and I never had a chance to re-enter Microsoft or Meta. So after on the fourth down day, I'm going to look to say, hey, I want to start looking at Microsoft again because Microsoft definitely has been a leader. Microsoft gapped up after earnings and then gave you a post-earnings trade right here, and it made a new high while some things didn't. In the last week, Microsoft made a new high. Amazon didn't. Google didn't. They lagged. Microsoft still is a leader. So now, after hitting 351 and giving you a sell signal right there, right, another red dog reversal type of move where it opened above a prior high, couldn't hold it, and came in. We've had 3 down days. So now I will start refocusing a little bit more on Microsoft, where, once we resume this rally at some point, perhaps, Microsoft's going to be a name that has a little bit of everything again. The low here is 332.07. This was the zone. I did not buy this yesterday in the zone because I didn't really think that the market was ready to, get going again. I wanted to get into the area. So now I'll see what happens today. I think someone said it was upgraded today. That's why it's not down much. So 332 is right there. So that's the pivot. So from 351 to 332, you're talking almost 20 points of a down move. It's worth a look. What's Microsoft doing this morning? It's up a nickel, no, a quarter. So a little difference. They're all different today. Look at that. This is down 9.84. This is down 60 cents, and this is up a quarter. So a lot of little different specific. When I'm like stock specific, well, obviously that's what I mean. So these are 3 good ones that you want to watch, or put up back on your go-to list if you sold into strength to figure out when or what the market's going to do moving forward, perhaps. Obviously NVIDIA too. Look at it. NVIDIA has been awesome. NVIDIA was weak early on yesterday and gave clues that some risk could come off, and then it had a potent bounce and came off lows, and now we'll see. So NVIDIA is down 6. This is the chart of NVIDIA. Little bottom tail got a little loose and wide. I am not in NVIDIA. I will look at it today to see, what it does, right? What do we know in NVIDIA now? So this low here was what? 420.80, okay, which held above, remember this topping tail post earnings. This is your pro earnings gap still right there. So this low here, which is the 8 days, 420.80. So let's put 420.80 in because that's important. 420.80 is the prior low. Does it get there and touch it and hold it? Does it hold above it? Or does it break it? As of right now, it's kind of in no man's land. What do I mean? Well, here's yesterday's low. This was the important one. This was 426 2 days ago that it broke. And now if you go to NVIDIA, let's get some of these out of here. We're not talking about Microsoft right now. So Microsoft come back into my bottom screen, which is where all these are. Yes, I am an old school, tape reader. So besides all my market views and all my stuff, I do have level twos up to see the inside market. Helps with my ADD. Yes, I do have ADD too. Anyway, so NVIDIA is down 6. So NVIDIA is at 424, right? So NVIDIA is above 420.80 and it's below 426. So what is that called? That's called no man's land. That means a lot can go wrong because you're trying things where something doesn't really matter much. So if just say NVIDIA goes to 422 and the Qs and the SPYs keep making lows in the first half hour and NVIDIA holds 422 above the 420.80, then when the market turns up, you could buy it versus whatever that area is and then maybe it continues to act better and gives you the go-to nature that it's been. If all of a sudden the Qs and the SPYs rally the first 30 minutes and NVIDIA doesn't rally off of 424 or 422, then chances are when the market comes back in, it'll go and retest this 420.80. And if it were to break this, then more downside could definitely happen because again, then it would show you that things are breaking. Like AMD changed well before NVIDIA. What do I mean by that? Well, I'll give you a little lesson here. Okay, remember this high here? This was on whatever it was. That was event day on AI day. Same way. This was your first high. This was another red dog reversal high where it got above here, failed. So this was your double top in NVIDIA. I mean AMD. This was, hey, take a look here. You might want to continue to be long, maybe short rallies. Then what happened? It tried to rebuild and it stayed halfway in the bottom of this area. And then this was the day it broke the 8-day and basically said, this is confirming that this changed. And this was the first time, since this move really, that it actually changed and made lower highs and lower lows within a weekly basis. So it also came and filled this gap. And so there are times when a stock changes, and if you realize it, you don't get hurt and you do a little less there. Go long the stocks, we'll see. 111.67. So this is where this gap fills. So 111.67 is yesterday's lows. 111.67. If I'd love to see AMD, if it was down like $2, that'd be cool this morning. Because then I would think after 1, 2, 3 on the fourth down day, filling the gap, maybe there's a spot to go long, or maybe you get a red dog reversal where it opens, trades below, comes back above. But things have changed. Remember when this reignited here, 91.60? That was when I started to be extra long, and then you had a bull flag, and it was above the 8-day this entire time. Now we're in the midst of a different type of active sequence. I call these active sequences because by the time the market and the media realizes that something's better or worse, then it usually changes again. But anyway, so we'll see what happens here. Okay, this to me, if you were shorted, hopefully covered a little bit, and if you're looking long, maybe right around there. And then I'll also look at AI. AI has been a really good stock to me. AI, a lot of guys were buying it after the pulling right here. Then you had a really nice move when it broke above this spot, hit a high. I got rid of most of mine on Friday. Had a little bit into this spot, and then yesterday I got out of it, and now we'll see, does this area hold? Just say 35 to 37. Right now it's at 38.70. This could be a decent spot to, if you sold into strength or sold when it broke the 8-day at 42, you have the luxury to buy it back closer to, this spot for a trade. Even Unity, like everyone's like, oh, wow, Red Dog, you played that really well. Okay, remember this? We were buying the hell out of it in here, added, sold some. Then, because that was a prior resistance, then it came in, bought a little bit, and then into this topping tail, got back down to smaller, and then reduced. So now, hey, does this hold this 37.50? Will be interesting to see. And perhaps, if it holds this, maybe it could rebuild and stay okay, or not. Either which way, this was, the area to really look into it, which was great. I made a lot of money in Unity, and I think a lot of people did also. But again, time and place and tier system. You was great to us from 35-ish to 45-ish, 10 points. There it was. Very tradable. Anyway, look for setups. That's how we get paid. Anyway, so that's that. Some people think money's rotating. They're like, oh, look at the XLE. Okay, this does not look like a whole hell of a lot of much to me. But if money wants to rotate, that's fine. If you had to be long the XLE, you have 76.33 to be long against, or 77.80. The XLE this morning is doing what? It's down 44 cents. Not a barn burner. That's below all the moving averages. So, anyway, I'm not really so enamored by the XLE and the IWM. Give us a trade here. Now, I guess you can move this down here. And if you think money's rotating to here, then this has to hold and has to rebuild. But we'll see. I'd rather stick with the names that have done really, really well that I could sell into strength and watch for the right complexion and setup. But if money really rotates, I'll rotate and I'll be there early. If you, again, think the XLE is going to be the new place to be for the summer, like some people on TV think, then it should not break 77.80, and you should be able to buy it this morning, and then maybe it fills this gap. I'm not very interested, but some people are. That's cool. A lot of money went to crypto. Bitcoin had a big move. Wow. We did pretty well in Mara. I'll show you what Bitcoin looks like real fast. Let's go to here. Let's go to my watch list. So this is Bitcoin. I made a lot of money in Bitcoin to start the year. And then I really never went back to it during this move, but instead I went with Mara, which was nice. Here's your descending channel here. Quick move right back to prior resistance. Okay, so now if it can hold in here and build a nice bull flag, chances are you go to the weekly chart of Bitcoin, and all of a sudden, this could wind up perhaps going like this. Just say it just wants to build a new little spot here above this or higher, then chances are Bitcoin might be able to get to 33 or even 37. If that's the case, you could be in BITO if you don't want to have your money at Coinbase, because a lot of people think that, it's not that safe there, but maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I'm not going to say. But if this goes sideways and then continues, then you might be able to see more action in something like a Mara that we bought in here. I did trim a bunch into this, and now we'll see whether or not, it's buyable into a dip. Is it even dipping today? I didn't even post up that account. It's up 8 cents. So I feel like if we go sideways and go higher, chances are maybe this thing has more in it. You could trade this too. It had a nice little move. You didn't have to have your money at Coinbase or in some place you don't really love or trust. You could have it in your trading account and trade this instead, BITO. That's your Bitcoin Pro Shares ETF. So holds here and maybe works its way back towards the highs, which was 1836 or more. So there are ways to play it in your trading account versus having it at one of those crypto exchanges. I did very well there, but I actually wound up taking a bunch of my money out of there just because I didn't feel like dealing with it, So anyway, that's that. So before we go, it's 6:55. I've been here for a while. Someone asked me if I could punch up Riot. Riot has lagged. Okay, it had to move right into this resistance, which is kind of like a nice little bull flag. I would think if Bitcoin does hang around, maybe this could build an inside range, and then at some point, play some catch up. But I don't need all these low quality crypto. Don't be careful from everyone's going to be saying about all these low quality, crypto things, because chances are, one, just stay with Bitcoin, stay with the leaders, and don't lose sight of what's happening in the actual equity market, because there's been more than enough action there. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. Got to get going. Got to get my work done. It is Thursday. It's June 22nd. Hopefully you have some good plans this summer for some fitness, some family, some fun, because you got to enjoy yourself. And if your son's graduating or daughter, congratulations. Mine just got done with 8th grade. So, enjoy every step, because the steps go by fast. Later, guys.